You ever have one of those moments where the world just stops and you're standing there, heart pounding, knowing you're about to prove everyone wrong? That's where this story starts, on a blistering hot tarmac at a private airstrip in Dallas, where a woman named Maya Thompson Sharp, black, and a titan in her own right gets tossed off a jet like she's some nobody, her suitcase splitting open, spilling her life for everyone to gawk at. But here's the kicker. She owns the damn plane. Picture this. Maya, 42, in a tailored navy blazer, heels clicking steady as she strides toward the jet, her mind already halfway across the Atlantic, closing deals for her company, Thompson Textiles, the kind of empire that stitches together the luxury of first-class cabins, velvet seats, cashmere throws, the works. She's got her leather briefcase, monogrammed with Thompson Incorporated, and a pair of old purple boxing gloves tucked inside, a nod to the gym where she learned to take a hit and keep swinging. She's no stranger to fights, in or out of the ring. But when she steps up to the jet stairs, Captain Ryan Mitchell, a guy with a jaw like he chews steel for breakfast, blocks her path. "Ma'am, this ain't your flight," he says, voice dripping with that "I'm in charge here" tone. Next to him, Sarah Klein, the lead flight attendant, smirks, arms crossed, her eyes saying, "You don't belong. Commercial terminals that way," she adds, pointing like Maya's some lost tourist. The ground crew snickers, phones already out, ready to turn this into a viral circus. Maya freezes, not out of fear, but because she's been here before. Courtrooms, boardrooms, gyms where people looked at her and saw outsider before they saw her. She breathes deep, 4 counts in, 6 counts out, a trick her old boxing coach drilled into her. Control your breath, control the fight. Her suitcase, black, sleek, expensive, sits on the tarmac, and in a flash, Mitchell grabs it, tossing it down the steps like it's trash. The latch pops, and out come her things, a silk scarf fluttering like a wounded bird, her briefcase smacking the hot metal, those purple gloves tumbling, one spinning to a stop against a yellow line on the runway. The crowd gasps, some laugh, phones zoom in, hungry for her humiliation. "Get moving," Mitchell barks. "This jet's for VIPs only." Sarah's smirk widens. "Yeah, we've got a schedule to keep." Maya kneels, slow, deliberate, her knee grazing the scalding stair. She picks up the gloves first, cradling them like their family, then the briefcase, wiping dust off the gold letters Thompson Inc. She stands, suit unruffled, and fixes Mitchell with a look that's not anger, but something sharper, like a blade held steady. "You're making a mistake," she says, voice low, carrying over the turbine hum. Mitchell steps down, chest puffed out. "No mistake, lady. This is a private flight. Clients only." Sarah chimes in, loud enough for the crowd. "We can't delay for confusion." That word confusion lands like a slap, as if Maya's very presence is a glitch in their system. She doesn't flinch. She lifts her briefcase, holds it chest high. "Interesting word, confusion," she says, calm as a still lake. "Check the tail number. Or better yet, read the name on this." She tilts the case just enough for the letters to catch the sun. Mitchell doesn't even glance, just sneers, "Not happening." Sarah laughs. "Owners don't wait on the tarmac, theory in the lounge." Maya's eyes don't waver. "I was in the lounge," she says, "and I was paged aboard." A murmur ripples through the ground crew. They know who gets paged at private terminals, and it ain't randos. A young attendant, Lily, hovers near the jet's hatch, her eyes darting, wanting to speak but too scared to move. Then a door slams across the ramp. Marcus, the terminal manager, jogs up, sweating, phone in hand. "Captain, Sarah, stop this," he pants. "There's been a mix-up." Mitchell glares. The only mix-up is letting her near this jet. But Marcus's eyes lock on Maya, recognition dawning. He knows her name, her contracts, the zeros on her invoices. "MS. Thompson," he says, voice soft. "I'm so sorry." The air shifts. Phones keep rolling, catching every word. Sarah scoffs, trying to save face. "She showed us papers, anyone can print those." Maya's gaze cuts like glass. "You chose contempt over curiosity," she says, each word deliberate. She turns to Mitchell. "And you chose force over procedure. My property was mishandled, my presence threatened, all because you thought you knew better than the truth." Mitchell bristles. "I acted for safety." Maya's voice stays steady. "No, You acted from bias, and bias isn't safety, it's negligence. The crowd goes quiet. Even Sarah falters. Lily's eyes shine, caught between awe and fear. Marcus steps up. Captain, move aside. Mitchell hesitates, then steps back, his authority crumbling. Maya climbs the stairs, brushes her hand along the jet's leather seat like it's an old friend. She designed this cabin, picked every stitch. She doesn't need to say if her silence screams it. Inside, the cabin's hushed, walnut trim glowing, passengers whispering. Maya buckles into seat 2A, her briefcase on her lap, a draft open on her phone. Clause 12. Immediate supply suspension for dignity violations. She doesn't send it. Not yet. Timing's everything. A passenger murmurs, "Who is she?" Another scrolls, "Pale, Thompson Textiles." She owns the company that owns this jet. The whispers spread like wildfire. Outside, the video's already viral. Mitchell tossing her suitcase, Sarah's smirk, Maya's calm. TikTok's blowing up, 500,000 views in 30 minutes. Caption screaming, "They threw her off her own plane." By the time the jet's airborne, it's at 2 million. Jet justice trends worldwide. Maya closes her eyes, not in defeat, but in calculation. She's fought bigger battles, courtrooms where billions hung on a clause, gyms where every punch taught her to wait for the right moment. This is her moment. The fallout's brutal. Down at Horizon Air's HQ, screens flash red, stock tanking, analysts shouting. The CEO, pale as a ghost, mutters, "We mocked our supplier on camera." Maya's clause 12 hits like a bomb. She presses send, freezing Thompson Textiles delivery seats, blankets, the whole luxury package. Factories halt, trucks turn back, Horizon's premium cabins face going bare. Their stock drops 7 billion in a day. Twitter's a war zone. Memes of paper towel seats, hashtags like Clause 12 and Grounded by Thompson. CNN runs a special, "The Woman Who Grounded an Airline." Maya stays silent, letting the world speak for her. A passenger leans forward, "MS. Thompson, I'm sorry for what happened." She nods. "You didn't cause it, but you can choose what you do with it." Lily, the young attendant, whispers, "I froze out there. I should have said something." Maya's eyes soften. Freezing's natural. Learning's a choice. Next time, choose. The courtroom's next. Mitchell and Sarah face the music, their faces on every screen as the viral clip plays. Her scarf, her gloves, their smugness. The prosecutor's voice cuts deep. "You didn't just humiliate a passenger, you destabilized an industry." Mitchell mumbles about safety, but the jury's not buying it. Sarah cracks under oath, admitting she didn't care to check Maya's papers. Verdicts hit hard. Mitchell's license suspended, Sarah barred from aviation, Horizon fined, and under oversight. Outside, protesters cheer, signs waving, dignity won. Maya doesn't attend. "This isn't about me," she tells her team. "It's about accountability." Months later, Maya's back at that same Dallas tarmac, climbing the stairs, Lily now lead attendant smiling. "MS. Thompson, your seat's ready." The crew's new, trained under Maya's Dignity Initiative, a $50 million fund for equity training and scholarships. Her Clause 12's now law, mandatory for airlines worldwide. At a global aviation summit, she stands before thousands, her voice steady. Dignity's not negotiable, it's the standard. The crowd roars, her words reshaping the skies. She even quietly funds a scholarship for Sarah's kid. No cameras, just a note. "Your mother's mistake isn't your burden." That's Maya justice with grace. But here's the thing. Was Maya's silence the ultimate power move? Or did she hold back too long, letting the wound fester? Could she have stopped it sooner with a shout instead of a pause? You tell me. Drop a comment. What would you have done on that tarmac? When's the last time you faced a moment where your dignity was tested, and how'd you fight back? Share your story. Let's talk about what justice really looks like.